All right, in this episode, we talk about single-digit body fat.
And is it safe for pitching?
All right, Brent Porcio, Stephen Godani here at the @TopVelocity #PitchAndTips show, where you go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and you ask your question, anything we do here, anything about pitching, @TopVelocity #PitchAndTips, and we're gonna answer it on the show. And we'll get started with our first question today. Alex Brown asks, is it safe for pitchers to have single-digit body fat? All right, as far as body weight, body fat, I'll put my input in, Stephen will put some input in. Body fat is, I think that's too loud. Hopefully you can hear us. All right, body fat is single digit. I mean, I don't see it being not safe. I mean, not that I even want to focus on body fat. If you are developing a lot of lean mass, you're going to burn a lot of fat off. Power production doesn't consume a lot of fat. So it typically, just through the calories that it takes to grow more lean mass, is probably going to burn off a lot of your baby fat or whatever fat you have. But yeah, I don't focus on it because, like I said, as power athletes, our energy reserves typically come in sugars and glycogen and phosphagen, don't really come in body fat. So it's not a big emphasis for me. But as far as going even farther with that topic, you know, body fat can be an interesting thing, meaning like, I wouldn't say body fat, or body weight can be an interesting thing. A lot of guys come in thinking if they're big guys, genetically big guys, that they have to lose a lot of weight. And I wouldn't say that that's a good strategy going into enhancing performance in pitching, because body weight, if it's what your body has developed to move power, then that's good weight. So that's our approach here. As you go through this programs, the 3X Pitching Velocity programs, and you enhance more power, if your body naturally gains weight, well, it needs that weight to move that power. If it loses weight, well, it found a way to be more efficient. And I'm gonna let the body do its thing as opposed to me trying to influence that, because then that becomes a focus, and then I get in a problem of dieting or not, you know, having that calorie surplus because I'm trying to cut weight, and that becomes a negative because then that hurts your recovery and then that hurts your training. So I don't like going down the roads of focusing on body fat, but when it comes to body weight, I want you to allow the weight training that you're doing, specifically we do in the 3X Pitching Velocity programs, your body dictate what weight it needs to be able to perform and effectively survive that kind of training, and that's going to work on the mound. For example, you know, maybe I should get Kevin in on this, but one time Kevin was having a hard time increasing power. His power got so high, his vertical jump I think got to 31 inches. And in that short amount of time, he was just interested to see if he could just kind of eat more, bring in more calories and gain more weight, would that help in power production? And so in a way, he wanted to try a little test. So he took a weighted vest and he put a weighted vest on, about 30 pounds, and he did a vertical jump, and he still jumped pretty close to 31 inches. So it gave us this, you know, aha moment of how he could gain weight and up to 30 pounds and still keep the ability to move 31 inches, which means his body would be pushing more force. Now, how does that work? It's because sometimes your body caps out on how much speed it can produce, but you still have a lot of strength in you, and Kevin had a lot of strength in him. So the strength was there to drive more weight. He just didn't have the speed to drive what weight he had. So when he added more weight, he pushed more strength into that movement, and that allowed him to keep his vertical jump or keep his speed and push more weight and push more force with it. And you're playing with this little speed strength continuum here and trying to influence power production, which is the ultimate goal. Sometimes adding weight helps because you're not going to slow down because you're strong enough, or sometimes losing weight, which your body will do naturally through the training, helps because it allows your speed to pick up. So you got to watch it. It's like a scale, and you got to see when you get to those elite levels, what's better for you. Is it better to add more weight, Or is it better just to focus on more speed training, which might even cause you to lose weight? What's your opinion on that?
It all comes back to power, like Brent's saying. So if you're a guy who's in single digit fat percentage and you still have a lot of power, like that's not going to be dangerous for you. If you're using the right mechanics and you have power, you can still throw hard and have a single digit percentage. And like in the same way, take like CC Sabathia, for example. He was like a big fat guy, but like he had a lot of power behind it. And studies have shown that more body mass, if you have the power behind it, it's going to increase velocity as well. So it kind of goes both ways. But if you want to be a guy who has single digit fat percentage, I don't know, if you want to be that six pack guy, that's cool. It's perfectly safe. If you have the power, you can still throw hard.
Yeah, great example was CC. So he lost that weight. He lost 40 pounds and he lost like 4 or 5 miles an hour in his fastball. So obviously that weight was helping him because his body was strong enough and could keep his speeds with that kind of weight, which meant more force production. So when he dropped the weight, his body didn't move faster. So he lost force production because he wasn't pushing as much weight or much force down the mound. Tim Lincecum went through the same thing. After he signed that big contract about 5 years ago, he decided to change his diet, be more strict with his diet, go into swimming. He lost 30 pounds. He went from 175 to 145, and he lost 2 to 3 miles an hour on his fastball. So you gotta be careful with weight, guys, because there's a lot of evidence that shows, and like Steven said, there's a case study that shows larger body masses typically throw harder. So it's not go out and gain weight or don't be a single digit body fat, go to a double digit body fat. Don't focus on that. Because what really gains weight is the loads. Putting the loads on the body hypertrophies and makes you gain mass. And if it is doing that because it helps you move more weight, that's why your body's hypertrophying or move more force, then that's a good thing. And we don't want to try to influence that or affect that and manipulate that through diet to cut back and try to trim off. And that's something bodybuilders do, and I really do not recommend for pitchers. That's a good question. If you have a question, go to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @TopVelocity, #pitchingtips. Ask your question, and we're gonna answer it on the next episode. And also, if you can, subscribe, share this video. We appreciate helping us get the word out about this new show that we wanna keep doing for you. As you keep sending us questions, we're gonna keep answering them. So.